So first, I'm gonna put my head on the ground. I'm gonna put my hands down. I'm gonna just set my elbows up and just get in that position and focus on breath expansion here. And then once I'm stable here, I can start moving myself up.
Hello and welcome to Season 2 of Unlock Potential. I'm Brian Delaney. Our focus this season is fitness. I'll be joined by Dr. Corey Duvall, who's going to guide us through his protocol for getting into your best shape so we can live our best lives and serve others well.
Today's focus is going to be on what to do when you get off work and you didn't get your workout in before 12 noon in the early part of your day. Or if you, let's say you happen to be traveling that morning. I know a lot of you are entrepreneurs, heads of businesses. You do travel a lot, so you need an adaptable workout. You need to have an adaptable body, but the timeline doesn't always lend it to that. As an example, last week I was up at 4, getting ready to get on the plane by about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and by the time I got back home, it was going to be 1:30, 2 o'clock. So if I would have I could have gotten a workout in at 3:30 in the morning. I just did not see that as ideal, especially since I knew I was going to sleep more as I traveled. And also I knew that I shouldn't get by me increasing the stress on the body in the latter half of the day, I'm turning testosterone into stress hormone and putting myself in a place where my body's not able to have the time to recover. So I'm creating like a physiological debt in the future by doing that. I'm creating more of a gap because I did something that was right, but it was at the wrong time. So today we're going to be talking about right thing at the right time and the benefits of having an adaptable methodology as well as an adaptable body. So first, with this, you don't really have to do the limber test because you're going to be doing adaptable work. And so this is really just going to be about looking on the YouTube page or the Instagram, really the YouTube page and the playlist for the Stay Active method in order to see Corey's demonstration of the adaptable work. He has the adaptable work playlist that can help indicate to you what to do. And then just start off in a place where you're achieving what he's talking about in those exercises. And what he always points to is the same thing, is that whenever we're doing adaptable work, what we're going to have, our focus is going to be breath expansion. And we're going to accumulate 10 minutes in this one for the deepest desire. The adaptability workout is going to be 1 palm elevated on bar, reach hips across the ground. So we'll demonstrate how to do that, what that'll look like. And this is if you have an adjustable bar at home. You can go to a different adaptable exercise and do that at the same time while you're watching me do this. So we'll just go after 10 minutes. I'll give you a demonstration of what that's going to look like, as well as, like I said, you can see it on the Stay Active Method YouTube page. Just look that up. Corey is going to have plenty of videos and demonstrations for all the different kinds of workouts, whether it's doing the steady work, the strong work, the daily original work, or the adaptable work. So we'll get started. Join me. So in order to get the bar adjusted, what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to be able to sit, and then I'm going to want to be able to just put my fingers on the bar. Right now you can see it's my palms that are on the bar. So I need to go ahead and move the bar up. In this case, we have this adjustable rack system, which is really handy. But there's a few different ways that you can do this with all kinds of different adjustable bars, as well as you can do this on a rope. A lot of different implements. This one just happens to be specific to the bar. And if you don't have the implements, don't let that limit you. Just allow that to guide you toward another adaptable exercise. So my fingers are there. It's just right in the crease of my fingers. So I'll start my timer for 10 minutes and I'm going to record start. But again, my focus is breath expansion while I'm in this position. I'm going to reach the hips across ground while my while my one hand is elevated on the bar. So one hand up over the bar. Want to try to get my knuckles on top and then be able to move my hips across while supporting myself. Breath expansion. In the beginning, I thought adaptable work wasn't that important. I thought it was just a different version of stretching. But as it turns out, this is really important so that you can start to move the muscles and get rid of muscle adhesion to other muscles as well as the bones. And give yourself an opportunity to breathe in, not only for your central nervous system, but just allowing the air to get into your muscle to create that space and to create different new opportunities for growth and movement. So, and then when it's time, I'm going to go ahead and switch hands. Do the same thing. Adjusting my hips across the floor. Making sure my focus is on my breath. And this isn't about staying tense. This is about being able to hold some parts, like hold your grip firm while keeping your muscles loose. And that's not easy, but over time it does get easier. And you may not be able to do it right away, but given enough time, you will be able to do it. And switch positions again. Get back under the bar. Put my other hand up. Move my hips back. Just different variations. This is about, discovery. This is about curiosity, creativity. This is allowing yourself to do the things that you may not normally allow yourself to do, move in ways that you may not normally allow yourself, so that you can find your ability to fit into a number of different circumstances where you may be in what otherwise would be considered odd positions. And just even as I move my hip just a little bit that way and sit on a different part of my glute, what I start to feel is new opportunities. When the intensity dials up too much, I just come off that movement a little bit. I unrotate, move back into the breath, and instead of having where my hips are positioned or where my hand is positioned dictate the stretch, I get to the very edge of the end of the range of motion there, and then I let my breath move it in and out of that center of the comfort zone area, at that place of breath expansion. Don't be afraid to try different hand orientations on the bar, different orientations of your hips in different positions. And you may find that when you go too far, that it doesn't work for you and you lose your breath expansion. So just come back to that. All right. I will move on to another adaptability workout, but that's one. And so what a great opportunity, especially after you get off a plane or you've been traveling, you've been sitting all day, you're in the same static position where your body has kind of been locked in that position for a while. And maybe you were on a business trip, so you had some drinks, you went out and ate too much, you had some fried food. You may not be in the best position. Well, instead of just leaning down and doing more and more hard work, why not give your body an opportunity to not take a breath, but use the breath that you're given. Use that inspiration. Use that breath that's in you in order to really reframe and redesign your day. And that's why adaptable work can be done at any point in the day. What a really great way to transition from one part of your day into another, to transition from being on a work trip back home, being at work till late and not having a workout in the morning, to back home. Give yourself that opportunity, and you may even find that it's inspiring to those people in your family, and you start a habit, right? You start a habit of doing this type of work together. So this time we'll do upper back on ground, reach 1 foot across the ground. So we'll take a look at that, and feel free to do this work with me as well. Take the full 10 minutes to do it. You can feel free to pause this while I move in between. We're obviously not doing it real time because otherwise the last workout video would have taken an hour and a half. It would have taken 90 minutes. And as exciting as I am, I don't think I'm ever going to be that exciting. So join me in this, and we'll just open up our body, create more adaptability. Just a really practical tip. Just give yourself 30 seconds before you get into the workout just to have it so it's counting down. And that way you can press start on your timer before you're ready and it automatically counts it down for you. So my job is going to be to get my upper back on the ground and to start reaching 1 foot across the mat. So you can take that, go like this. And what a great opportunity to start opening up the hips. Get into different positions. And don't make up any rules here. Upper back across the ground, reach out with 1 foot. Does that mean just straight down? No. That means we can go anywhere. The place we can't go is past the point where we can expand our breath. So I've got to make sure I can get my breath back and be in a good position. And I find right now that just after my other workout, that when I roll my foot out, that my glute starts to cramp. So I'm just going to dial that back. When it's at 9 o'clock, it starts to cramp. But when it's at 11 o'clock, it doesn't. So I'm just going to start moving it over with my breath, giving my body an opportunity not to create space, but just to rediscover it. Just to rediscover the space that's already there. See what it does now. Now it's a little bit less reactive. I still sense it, but it's less reactive. I'm going to switch over to my other leg, start to reach that across the ground. In these transitionary times, just grabbing back onto my breath. It's the breath that I'm given, not the breath that I take, right? Move your head in different positions. And these are quick 10-minute pieces that can be done throughout your day. Like I said, as you're transitioning from one piece to another. I heard somebody say recently, treat every transition in your workday or in your life as a baptism, an opportunity to go under and come out as something new, and without all the stuff behind you, having resolved the things behind you, or at least leaving those in the past where they belong for now. Where are those places that you often don't stretch? For me, one of those places is going to be is in my on the front of my quads, as well as my psoas, or the top part of my hip / groin. And so here's an opportunity for me to just be able to say, hey, what's it like if I put my leg flat underneath? How does that work? Nope, that doesn't work. My foot starts to cramp. So now I've discovered that, and I can work more into that. Go back to that position. Go through that with my other foot. And if it seems easy, it is because it's meant to be. It's meant to be done with ease. So you find yourself getting too difficult, just get back to where you can reclaim your breath. Start to breathe again. Make it simple. Okay? And look at that for 10 minutes. And when we say on there, when Corey has on the app to record your starts, it's just, if you need to stop to rest in order to fix how your breath is working, um, then you call that a start. But if you're just switching legs, switching positions, rotating through, then that's not a start. So you would just have one start, or if you needed to reposition because you were feeling weak, not because you were being more adaptable, you increase the number of starts. And the idea is accurately record your starts and watch them drop over time. You don't need to make them drop. They'll just drop as you become more and more familiar. Your body becomes more and more familiar with these movements, and you become more and more consistent with them. Let's see what the next piece is here. We'll go again, something that doesn't require any extra equipment. Okay, so forehead on the ground, reach hips to sky. All right, so what does that mean? We'll go through a progression on that. That one's 5 minutes. The last two were 10 minutes apiece. This one's 5 minutes. If you don't have a mat at home, I recommend getting one, not just a yoga mat, but one that's actually got a thicker pad. And if you don't have that, just use a towel, a hand towel, or a regular size towel folded up. So to just provide you with a little bit of protection, just so you don't end up wearing your hair away like I've done. Like this is all from headstands right here. So now, just so you don't so you're able to continue to go ahead and do the work. So we'll go through the progression, show you what that looks like, and take it from there. All right, so it's forehead on ground, reach hips to sky. So if you were to just start like this would qualify as forehead to ground, reach hips to sky. If you want to find out if you're good here, remember the focus is breath expansion. So can you expand your breath? Maybe your knees are in the way of your belly and you need to move forward just a little bit in order to do it. Or maybe that's really simple for you and you want to reach your hips even a little bit further to the sky and create a little bit more of an A-frame, right? What a great opportunity, just like right there. Take a breath and find, you don't have to just encounter the difficulty, you can create the ends of that and find the different positions by rotating your hips through the air and starting to move those further and further. So where's another opportunity? Just extending your knees. Now you're moving your feet even more toward the air. You're keeping your forehead, which just means the front of your head, on there, and you're lifting your hips up. Where are your opportunities in this position? A great opportunity for you to discover opportunities and obstacles, what's tight, what's not getting the love that it needs, where you have opportunities to work on your range of motion. Remember breath expansion. And in this part, doing simple things like putting your heels further out than your toes, it can help you to redistribute weight. Play with that. This is supposed to be a playful time where you work on breath expansion. Once you're there, from there, you have opportunities. And a lot of people like to go right to the headstand, but why not find those other positions? Because you might learn a party trick like a headstand or like a handstand, but you don't have all the positions to work up into that or to work back out of that safely, and so that you're going right. We work quickly and easily against gravity. We move slowly and touch softly with gravity. So make sure you work up and then work back down. But another way of doing that is to go ahead and just use that as an opportunity to do a headstand. Forehead on ground, reach hips to sky, right? So that's the next progression of that. So I'll demonstrate what the next level of that looks like and the level after that. So first, I'm going to put my head on the ground. I'm going to put my hands down. I'm going to just set my elbows up and just get in that position and focus on breath expansion here. And then once I'm stable here, I can start moving myself up. So there you've seen all the progressions of that. Again, focus is breath expansion. So when we talk about doing this work and we talk about doing it first thing in the morning, let's go talk about what it sounds like when we're choosing adaptable work and it is in the early part of the day. Let's take a look at what symptoms we may encounter that point us in that direction. And you knowing these symptoms and having them to reference is really powerful, so that you're able to look at your adaptable work. And we'll start with this: I feel, I choose. I feel, let's look at the adaptable work: sore, achy, painful, anxious, worried, jittery, nauseous, dizzy, afraid, confused, uncertain, distracted. Right? So that's where I would move toward my adaptable work if it was before noon. But if it was afternoon, then I would just be doing adaptable work anyway. And one of the things that I got frustrated with is when I first started doing this work, I was having to do adaptable work every single time. And I was waiting for that to change. I was hoping that would change. And just like anything else, it'll be there when it's there, right? And so going from my mindset of prejudging to this, allowing myself not to write off a workout if I'm in a position where I've been traveling, but instead those are the days where I need it the most. So hopefully this has helped you. A couple of things: go ahead and like and subscribe to our page. Also, visit unlockpotential360.com and stay tuned for updates, as well as the stayactivemethod.com to download the ebooks on there, and also to stay in touch with what's coming with the app. Also, share this with a friend. Let somebody else know about this. We're doing work in a different way. There's been a lot of people who have come before us who have set the groundwork. We stand on those shoulders, so we get to seem tall. But really, all it is we're taking the wisdom and experience from others. We're applying the wisdom and experience that Corey has gotten over the years, and also we're applying that to my business experience and being able to help people like you get to a place where they feel great. They like the way that they look. They're able to perform well in all of their life, not just in part of their life. We don't want you to be a hero at work and a zero at home. We want you to have the energy to show up engaged and energized all day long. So join the movement, stay active. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Unlock Potential. Follow us across all socials at Unlock Potential 360 and visit our website at unlockpotential360.com to shop our gear and see what's coming up next.
The information and views expressed by our host or guests on the Unlock Potential podcast are their own, and not a substitute for professional medical or fitness advice. Always consult with qualified healthcare or fitness professionals before starting any new exercise program or making changes to your current routine.